What's going on, y'all? It's ya boy, SlAtE D Biggs, and today I'm going to talk with you all about a little anime that's airing currently that I don't think too many people are talking about. And they definitely should be. I think it's worth mentioning, not because it's great, but because of how bad it is. Let's get into it. So, of course, when I'm criticizing any content, I feel bad because I know there's people behind it putting their hearts into it, and it means a lot to them. Some of the people that are behind this anime have been in the game for a long time, and that's why it shocks me. The quality of this show shocks me for how bad it is, and the people behind it. Now, it's in the title, so you know what I'm going to talk about, but I haven't said the name of the anime yet, and that is Gibiate. So Gibiate is based in 2030, if I remember right. There is a disease that is morphing people's DNA and turning them into monsters. And by 2030, basically the whole world is taken over. We're following a group of survivors that have a super smart doctor guy who reminds me a lot of the white-haired dude from Speed Grapher. That's kind of what he looks like. If any of these characters' designs feel a little familiar, like you've seen them somewhere before, it's because the person behind them is Yoshitaka Amano, who did a lot of Final Fantasy stuff. Humanity seems to be on its last leg. There are small pockets of surviving people. The Gibiate virus has completely run the world over. All the guns, all of the weapons that humans have developed, apparently were completely powerless. And, one problem with this thing is that people weren't taking it seriously. And it wasn't contained properly, and it just broke out. Now, the thing that I find strange about the Gibiate virus is that it turns people into different monsters based on their body type, their gender, their race, like what their skin color is. I find that extremely strange, but they're throwing it out there because it's going to become important later in the story, if you think anything in this story is important. We got kind of a YouTuber-ish, e-girl who's shooting her own, little documentary journal-type videos. And for some reason, a samurai, a ninja, and as of the third episode, a monk get sent from, I don't want to say ancient Japan, but hundreds of years ago. So they get this samurai, this ninja, and this monk, and I do like the juxtaposition between the old school traditional Japanese dudes communicating with the new school, but really I feel like they should be a little more awestruck than they are. They just kind of show up and they're like, alright, buildings, cool. Cars, cool. Helicopter, let's jump into it. I think they'd be a little more skeptical than that. At first, whenever they appear in 2030 Japan, all run down with monsters everywhere, they think they're in the afterlife now. Because they were exiled from Japan, at least in the case of Sensui and the second one, the ninja, Kenroku. Yeah, so Sensui and Kenroku were exiled from Japan. They're rowing their little boat, turbulent-ass water, and then, poof! They're in not modern day, but future Japan. So that's the premise, and it all sounds pretty damn interesting, right? Well, try taking all the characters and throwing a very strange purple and green filter over all of them. Because they went with... Okay, so one thing is the backgrounds are really nice. They went with traditional, painted, super detailed backgrounds. And when they animate the characters, I guess to make them blend into the background a little more or seem like they're in the area, they put the same purple and green filter over the characters in like every scene. And it starts to get ridiculous whenever it gets pointed out to you. And that's like not even the first thing you're going to notice. The first thing you're going to notice is that the Gibiate, the monsters themselves, were designed to be so complex that instead of drawing and animating the Gibiate in 2D, it was easier for them to just make 3D models of the monsters. So this CG, I don't even want to call it PS2 quality. I want to say it's PlayStation 1 quality. Amano's just playing to his strengths. He's like, I know what a PS was. You know, I know. I made Final Fantasy games. I know what monsters look like. Nah, he's a fantastic character designer. And everything about this show should be great. But the Gibiate look like trash. Episode 3 had me rolling. It was so bad, I was laughing my ass off. There was like this queen gray Gibiate. I'll try and find it. Like, I'll screenshot. I'll show you.
Look at it. Just look at it. Dear God, it's even got the purple and green filter on it. Not only is it a bad 3D model in an awkward position, but it also doesn't move much when it's on screen. It spits these weird webs and it connects to the helicopter they're in. So Sensui's like, well, I'm going to do the sensible thing. I'm going to jump out of the helicopter and cut it up with my sword. And his sword was a big deal. Like, this old man went and basically sacrificed his fucking life to get Sensui his sword. And it's broken. So, I mean, he's going to have to come across another cool-ass samurai sword. Rip to that. But for real, it's just, it baffles me how bad these models are and why they are doing this. Why?
Fucking, oh my god, I laughed so hard. And they introduced the monk. I like the monk a lot. So far, he's one of my favorite characters. Everything about this show should be good. It's got Yoshitaka Amano. He worked on Final Fantasy, creating those characters. Naoki Serizawa from Biohazard and Resident Evil. There's no reason why, like, the overall just writing and character designs of the show, nothing should be wrong with them. Those are some OGs right there. And then we have a well-known composer on there. And even the Yoshida brothers are a part of it. The fucking Yoshida brothers. Whenever I was getting deeper into Japanese culture, instead of just watching whatever anime was on Adult Swim and Cartoon Network, I got on like Yahoo Radio. I was listening to the foreign stations, all the like traditional Japanese and Asian stuff. I found the Yoshida brothers, changed my fucking life. It was like 2006. I started getting down to shamisen music all the time. So when I was reading about this series before it came out, I was just looking at everyone involved in it. I was like, holy shit, this is going to be amazing. And it's almost, I want to say it's so bad. It's one of the shows that I'm looking forward to the most every week. And I am watching 15 series that are currently airing. Okay? And Gibiate is standing out to me. Not only because everything about it sounded like it should be fantastic, and it's just not, but it's so not. It's so bad that I can't help but smile the whole time I'm watching it. It's just, am I crazy? Is it actually okay? Is it not that bad? I'm on my anime list, and it's got a 4.5. That's pretty bad. Not too many people have rated it. 37,418. That's not that many. So, I don't think too many people were looking out for this or excited for it. There was a whole group just put together to make this series, so it's like a passion project for them. I feel bad shitting on it a little bit, and what I do gotta say is that the plot, like I was explaining, that all sounds kick-ass. The execution is just not there. Now, maybe we're seeing a bad quality because they're just working in a very, very bare bones environment. And whenever they do a Blu-ray release later on down the road when the series is finished, all the 3D models will be cleaned up and they will look better. One can only hope. Honestly, though, I would buy this atrocity. Like, I can't wait to see it English dubbed. I'll watch it subbed and dubbed. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like, I don't think too many people know to look forward to this series, but you definitely should. It's a treat. If you just love watching a train wreck, you know, you're just there to watch the world burn, watch Gibiate. That is all.